We have been waiting for this here at the Nerve, and little did I know how close I was to predicting what seemed to me an obvious eventuality. During the Halloween episode, if you may recall, I answered the Black Skull phone. Uh, there was a call coming from inside the woodshed. Gail King wanted out of solitary. I said, "Fine, let her out. She's about to get fired anyway. She may as well enjoy what little time she has left, you know, professionally speaking." And lo and behold, word leaked late last week that she is out at CBS, at least at CBS Mornings. Barry Weiss has taken over CBS News. She's taken names, heads are rolling. Gail and her wigged head, her bewigged head, I believe she's wearing a series of very cheap ratty wigs. I do. I don't think bangs are her best look. And I think Michelle Obama would like a word because why isn't Gail being using her natural hair? Why is Gail succumbing to racist America like that? Now, TMZ caught Gail outside. She's earthbound now. They caught her exiting the CBS studios in Manhattan last Friday on Halloween Day. And this is very fitting because this is Gail's worst nightmare. Okay. Getting turfed out at CBS News. And it's you got to watch the video. You can listen to it. You'll get the whole thing. But what's great about this is the CBS News studios are down right on the corner of like 11th Avenue in Manhattan. And they're at 57th and 11th. And it's a very wide corridor. And the Hudson River is right there, and it is a wind tunnel over there. It is never not super windy. I dread going over there. And TMZ caught her. They were waiting for her outside, and they asked her. And then they put the video up with this headline, which I loved: Gail King, colon, if I'm out at CBS, say it to my face! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Which is not how these things go, not at that level, okay? Now, let's look at Gail and listen to her answer this question. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning, Miss King. Nice
Good
to
morning
see
to
you.
you.
How are you? So
Good to
it
see
was
you.
very, very shocking to see those reports yesterday. We're all wondering if you might be going in another direction. Do you have an answer as of yet?
No, all I can say is this. From what I'm being told inside this building, take a shot, 524 West 57th Street. All I've been told by everybody in this building is that they want me here. They like the job I'm doing. I like the job I'm doing. I'll say this. I like the job and the people that I work with. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you about it. But what I'm hearing in the building is not what I'm reading in the press. And what I'm not going to do is negotiate in the media. Not doing that.
Oh, okay. We think it's a negotiation. It's not. They're firing you, Gail. And they're not. She's so delusional. They love the job I'm doing. They love the job I'm doing so much that top brass is leaking to Page Six and every relevant media outlet that they're firing me. They love the job I'm doing, but I'm getting fired. So we're all the dummies. We're the dummies because we don't understand these nuances that Gail understands, and I don't know why she's going. That take the camera and put it at the edifice of this building and see the address is 425 West. Like, who cares? What does that have to do with anything? She's a shitty fucking excuse for a journalist. She's no journalist. Okay, she's a glorified talking head who got that job because her best platonic pal is Oprah Winfrey, and we're gonna get to that now. CBS clarified their position the day before Gail gave that little impromptu presser in which she sounded really confident, didn't she? She just kept rambling on. A confident person would say no comment. A confident person would say, not the time, thanks for asking. And I love, by the way, the concern trolling that TMZ's faceless camera people have. Gail, we were all so surprised to hear. Who was surprised to hear that Gail King, the utter supreme mediocrity? I understand that may sound like anachronistic, like a supreme mediocrity, but if she is the most mediocre of the mediocre, okay, and I'm being generous in calling her a mediocrity. Who would be shocked that she's out? She's making something obscene, like $11 million a year, down from like a reported 20. But she really still like, so then on Monday, while working on the nerves, yesterday's nerve and the nerve at night, uh, around 12:30 on Monday afternoon Eastern, like Gail posted this to Instagram, and you guys, she's out of her fucking mind. She posts this image of herself in front of the frame. She's walking, and behind her are two young girls who are like, "Oh, it's the great Gail King. It's the great, can you believe it?" And Gail's like rocking and rolling around town in like her purple shades because she's cool, even though she's like 70-year-old woman in her ratty wig, just my opinion. And like, she's cool, she's so cool. She's not getting fired. But then Gail captioned it with that these girls weren't mouths agape because of the great Gail King. No, 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 no. Even though Gail's been to space. The caption reads, quote, "My next at CBS Mornings interview elicits this kind of response from strangers on the street. What did she do? Simply walked past them. She's an icon who has blah, 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 blah." Nobody cares, but it's really all in service of Gail and her ego because Gail's the one in said photo. Now, CBS says Gail will depart, which is polite corporate speak for "we are tossing this untalented, overpaid, entitled, self-aggrandizing hack out on her ass May 2026. So mark it on your calendars." People magazine published October 30th, last Thursday. The headline is CBS addresses Gail King's CBS Mornings departure. And I quote from this. And by the way, People is historically extremely friendly to celebrities. So this is airtight. I quote, "CBS is clarifying Gail King's future with the network after it was reported that she was leaving her post as the anchor of CBS Mornings on Thursday, October 30th. Sources at Variety reported that King, 70, would be departing from the morning news show when her contract is set to expire in May 2026. The sources claimed that King may be stepping into a, quote, different role in the news division and could, quote, potentially produce her own programming for CBS. CBS, however, is denying aspects of that report. Quote, "There have been no discussions with Gail about her contract that runs through May 2026. So Gail, you're done. They don't like you. They don't want you. They're kicking you out. Okay, good luck with whatever podcast you start under the umbrella of your platonic pal Oprah's media empire, if she's so inclined to give you one." Now, part of the reason Gail is getting kicked out on her ass is the following. She is the host of a morning show. Now, again, we understand that the nerve would like to be the asteroid that destroys American morning shows. I think we're beginning to make a few little hits here and there. Secondly, as the host of a morning show, your job is to be relatable. Your job is to beam into what was once America's living room and now is America's DMV intake waiting center at jails and prisons nationwide or hospitals. Okay. Or maybe the airport, but CNN owns airports. So one of those three places you may have the unfortunate the unfortunate happenstance of encountering Gail King. She is all over Instagram like a teenage girl, posting herself with famous people at like top flight events. Here she is posting herself with Misty Copeland, the very famous Black prima ballerina who is retiring. Here she is being a total asshole at numerous VIP seats at any given rock show. You look like an asshole, just dancing around at like Sabrina Carpenter or like circle dancing, circle jerking with like Oprah and Kris Kardashian and Tyler Perry at Beyonce in Vegas, name dropping, like the total out of touch, insecure asshole you are, my opinion. Okay, here's just one that I'm talking about. The caption: a different kind of Friday Night Lights! Exclamation point. Bravo to at Alexis Ohanian, if I'm saying it right, the mastermind behind whatever. Alexis is the guy who founded or co-founded Reddit, sold his stake for billions of dollars, and is married to Serena Williams. And she's out there in these streets rubbing shoulders and elbows with the likes of these people. And she doesn't understand why we all loathe her. We loathe you, Gail. We cannot wait to see you depart. And I think it may be before your contract is up. I think they may like to see the back of you sooner. Now, again, Gail, we think that Gail thinks that she can just rely on Oprah's largesse, right? I do not think that this is a relationship of equals. I have not thought so since we got the indisputable evidence. It's out there. You can go look it up. There is a photograph of Gail King, Oprah disgustingly sitting on a picnic table. Oprah, people eat on that shit, okay? Sitting on a picnic table, and she's got her foot up, and Gail is bent over tying Oprah's shoelace. How servile. Now, here is Gail. This is more recent, taking video of her platonic friend Oprah on the red carpet at the ballet, the aforementioned ballet. And Gail is way outside the frame on the side. Gail's the help this evening. Gail is meant to stay out of the way while Oprah gets her moment on the red carpet on the step and repeat. Okay, shining it on with, I believe she's with Misty Copeland. I'm not looking at it right now, but I know Misty's face. I know her. Now, I know who she is. You know what I mean? Now, Oprah also, remember when Gail made her Broadway debut? The multi-talented Gail King. Tell me, I'm just going to be a bitch about it. You know, part of the deal with being a presenter on a morning show, or like a host on a morning show, is like you have to have a degree of attractiveness that welcomes people in. Gail is unattractive, okay? She is not an attractive person, and her personality does not make up for what she lacks in the physical attractiveness department, okay? So when Gail made her Broadway debut, you know, I'm sure she told her producers and the brass at CBS, guess what? Oprah will be there, and she'll be in the audience, and we'll make this thing go viral, and it'll be such a fun moment. And guess what? Not only did Oprah not show up for Gail's Broadway debut, her best friend ever, Oprah sent her assistant to watch Gail's Broadway debut, and Oprah's assistant FaceTimed, which breaks all kinds of theater etiquette. You go to see a play in New York, and I'm about to go see Art this week on Broadway, and those tickets are beyond expensive. You want a nice seat, you are paying, okay? I don't care if you're Oprah fucking Winfrey or Oprah's fucking assistant. Take your fucking iPhone and turn it off. God, have some respect for like actual audiences. Give a shit. Anyway, this is all to say that I don't think that Gail can go to Oprah and know for sure that Oprah is going to take care of Gail. You know, Gail's kind of a loser now because Gail couldn't keep her perch. You know, even with Oprah swinging by every now and then, like hawking her book club or hawking her, you know what might have done it? When Oprah sat down with Harry and Meghan, and then Gail started being a conduit, not just for what Oprah thought about Oprah's interview with Harry and Meghan, but what that might have been it. That might have been it, because Oprah has kept her distance from those two. She really has. And Gail, you know, she might be a little bit of dead weight now. They both might be on Ozempic or some kind of GLP-1, but nonetheless, Gail may be lighter dead weight than she was before. And by the way, before we get to our final, our sign off for the Gail segment, and we will be keeping our eye on this as it develops. One of you troublemakers wrote me, you know how obsessed I am with the newsreader, the Australian show. And I'm about to go into season 3. A friend of mine gave me a way in. Um, if you haven't seen it yet, the guy who runs the newsroom, the television newsroom, and this is a type, and we had this at the New York Post too. They're dying out because Me Too, Harvey Weinstein, and DEI initiatives have killed this guy off. But there is the actor who plays this news director is brilliant, and this is a type. And as I said, we at the Post had one for many, many years. It's a kind of corpulent, 60 to 70 something, vulgar editor-in-chief, white hair, Lindsay, the fictional news director in the newsreader, has a beard, like wire-rimmed glasses, serial killer adjacent. I know I have my own. And the face is constantly red. And the red flares. The red will go, like the red has nuances, and it can dial itself back to sort of a rosacea pink, and then it can blare itself up into a neon, seedy 42nd Street, Times Square in the 70s red, like fire alarm red. And the red is ever present, and it is 50% a mixture of alcohol abuse, of serious alcohol. Not saying my former EIC had that, but it definitely, in the case of the newsreader and in many of the guys like this type, it's 50% alcohol abuse and it's 50% ever-present rage. And they blow at a minute's notice. They blow at a minute's notice. They make Oprah sound like, a wintry sprite, who can barely be heard. Terrifying guys. And anyway, the guy who plays Lindsay on the newsreader effing nails it like every time. He makes me laugh. I survived it. Anyway, Gail, no matter what happens, actually, I think Meghan and Harry and Oprah were the beginning. And I think this was when David Ellison was in the process of buying Paramount and getting hold of CBS News. He saw this, and that was the moment Gail signed her professional death sentence. Here we go.
And then my question is, have y'all been to space? Have you been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do and how they do, and then come back and say, this is a terrible thing.
You know what, Gail? Fuck you. America says, fuck you. We're happy to see you go. You know where you're going to experience, you know what new foreign extraterrestrial to you terrain you're about to go to? The fucking unemployment office. Have you been? Have you? Has your dentist recommended that you wear a night guard because you grind your teeth when you're asleep? That is such a common problem. If so, let me tell you about Remy. Their custom night guards are your fix. You get the same professional quality as a dentist-made guard, but at 80% less cost, and it's much more convenient. No making appointments, no waiting rooms, no hours in a dentist chair, and you can also use your HSA FSA at checkout. Here's how it works. Remy sends an impression kit to your door. You follow the simple instructions, you send it back. They craft your custom fit night guard. And if you order your night guard between now and December 24th, Remy is gifting their customers with a free 2-in-1 foam that cleans your night guard and whitens your teeth just in time for the holidays. Go to shopremy.com/nerve and use code NERVE to receive 55% off your new night guard plus a free foam gift. That's shopremy, REMI.com/nerve for 55% off a night guard plus free gift using code NERVE. And thank you, Remy, for sponsoring this episode.